Welcome, everybody. My name is ThankMeLater, and I am hosting the panel on broadcasting. We got a lot of absolutely famous broadcasters here. And so I think the first thing we'll do is probably go introduce ourselves, maybe say where you stream, how long you've been streaming, maybe what got you into streaming. So I'll lead it off. Again, my name is ThankMeLater. I've been streaming with the UpX podcast since mid 2020. So we are going on 3.5 years now. It'll be 4 years, essentially at Genesis Week this year. But we are the longest running broadcast to do Upland content. We were the first, and we've been doing it nonstop ever since. And it was actually my first streaming ever. We started out as just a podcast, and now we are on YouTube, and we do a weekly show every Thursday at 8 p.m., 8:15 Central Time. All right, who wants to go next?
I'll go ahead and go next if that's
Perfect.
okay. Thank me later. I'm X1TheGamer. I'm the head of content and community here at Upland. I do have some experience streaming, but mostly it's just fun tuning in to the consistent powerhouse that is ThankMeLater. Checking out MoreCheese's content every single week, and Mucida, as well as Nociphe. And then of course having it all streamed recently. We just started that up a few months ago in Upland, inside of the cafe experiences with Nowhere, our partnership with Nowhere, and John is on this call as well. So it's fun to see how content creation in Upland and how our content creators are evolving with the space. So great to be here. Hi everybody in Mumbai. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah, no, that's a great call out. That it has been an amazing collaboration as a creator with Upland, and now especially with Nowhere. Love having simul streams in the game, which is super cool. All right. Well, I guess since we're talking about streaming in the game, John, you wanna?
What's happening? You guys hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Good morning. Hello, folks. Hello, India. How's it going? Hey, everybody. It's awesome to be here. John Morris, CEO of Nowhere. And it's just, we love our Upland partnership. You guys are great. The community is awesome. And it's such a pleasure to have the cafes and see, all kinds of different content coming into Nowhere. And yeah, it's nice to be here. My brain is about 50% right now. So let's see how it goes.
Well, thank you for joining, John. It is appreciated. The collaboration with Nowhere has been fantastic and on many levels. Next, let's go to the queen of stream. I think we could call you that. I mean, you're the goddess of pixels for sure.
I'll take it. MoreCheese here again. You'll remember me from panel 1. I'm broadcaster for MoreCheese in the Metaverse. I stream live every Tuesday and Fridays. Fridays, I'm in the plaza at 3 p.m. PT, where I talk about the Metaverse, gaming, and NFTs.
And how long have you been doing that, Cheese?
MoreCheese in Metaverse is a fairly new show of mine, but I have been doing the wine and cheese show since about maybe mid 2021.
And was that your first foray into streaming? Was related to Upland?
Yes, okay. Into streaming to begin with.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm interested now, and we'll go to Mucida, go international.
Hello.
Because I'm curious, because that's me and Cheese both really started streaming because of Upland. Now, I don't know about you. I feel like, I don't know why, you just seem like a more, like you have more experience. Were you streaming before Upland?
No, I started with Upland.
Okay, so
I was
tell
a
us about you.
teacher online. So
Oh, okay. Well,
I'll be-
maybe that's where it is. Tell us
yeah,
about
yeah.
yourself, Mucida.
Okay, my name is Mucida. I'm from Brazil, and it's a pleasure to be here again. And I have the Upland Brazil YouTube channel that has almost 10,000 subscribers already. And also
Wow.
Upland Brazil Instagram, Upland Brazil TikTok, Upland Brazil, whatever.
Mhm.
We have everything. And yeah, I'm doing it the streaming since I think mid 2021 too. So
Yeah.
almost 3 years. It's a lot of
Fan-
time.
Fantastic. All right. Last, certainly not least, I see here Nociphe. Am I saying that correctly? Nociphe?
Hey, ThankMeLater. Yeah, it's Nociphe. It's
Nociphe?
yeah,
Uh,
as you
Anybody
wish,
who
no
watches
problem.
my content knows I'm terrible with names. So,
Yeah, either, no problem. Yeah, so I'm Nociphe. So I'm the co-founder of the Fraplan community. It's the French speakers community in Upland. A huge part of it. So I co-founded this community with Northvogue, which we do a broadcast every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Like French time on YouTube.
is that official? Is that an official time zone? French time? I
Yeah, of
like
course, Paris time. Come on, man.
it. 9 p.m. French time. Yeah, if you know,
No,
you
because it's complicated because sometimes it's UTC +1, sometimes it's UTC +2. It's really complicated.
know.
So right now it's UTC +1, and in summertime it's UTC +2 if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it's like 9 p.m. And yeah, we've been doing this show for like almost 3 years. So Norsvog started a little bit earlier than me, and I reached him in the French community because I really started Upland in the international community, and I joined the French speakers community later on. And now we are like it's how 151 episodes right now on overall, and already like 80 episodes casted on YouTube. The rest was on Discord. It was like live events on Discord. So we don't have records, unfortunately, for that. But yeah, we have now it's not like 150 episode, 51 episode on YouTube. So yeah, it's been a while.
Now, and were you streaming before Upland, or did you get into streaming because of Upland?
Yeah, Upland too.
Wow,
Upland
okay.
brought me to streaming. Yeah.
Wow, that's super cool. So all of us kind of got into streaming, except for X1. X1, which I feel like is obviously an exception. X1, you streamed before you joined Upland, right? Like you didn't join.
Yeah, no, I streamed before. I streamed back before Twitch was called Twitch. It was Justin TV at the time. So I was an OG stream, and it was way different. Like John knows what I'm talking about. The software did not exist. Like you couldn't even get think about what streaming has done for like these microphones that everybody has, the cameras we have now, the ability to do was only available to like professional radio hosts or broadcasts, and now it's available to everybody with YouTube and Twitch and streaming and podcasting and the popularity. It's really kind of democratized content creation as a whole. But yeah, Justin TV, it was the Wild West back then, man. The Wild West.
Justin TV, that is definitely a throwback. That's impressive. Okay, so I mean, the first call out and the first thing to note, if you're watching this and you're thinking about getting into broadcasting, know that you're in good company of people who started their journey with broadcasting for and around Upland. Like, we are not broadcast veterans. We are people who love the community and love Upland so much that we decided to turn on our cameras and give it a go. So, take that as a piece of encouragement. You do not have to be a veteran in the space. Get on and start creating. And to that degree, I guess, you know, we can talk a little bit about what does your setup look like? Because that was, I don't know about anybody else, but has it been, or, you know, what was the biggest barrier to kind of getting your setup created for streaming? Everybody, you know, seems like they have pretty good lighting and good cameras. Like, is there any like tips and tricks, lessons learned from setting up your broadcast little area? I'll open it to the floor.
I can start
I
if you like. No, X1, go on, go on.
yeah, I was just gonna say, if you're thinking about getting into content creation, don't let the equipment hold you back. Like I think equipment can enhance the presentation, but I mean, where we're at, I don't know where my phone is. I think I left it upstairs. Your phone can do such, I mean, most phones can do such fantastic video and audio. And so I would say don't let the equipment hold you back. But if you want to take it to the next level, that's where I think lighting and equipment can come into place there. No, Nociphe.
Yeah, I would say like I like the crash test theory, So you do your stuff, and when you feel like something has to be enhanced, you try to bring it to the next level. But again, like do not let the equipment hold you back. The most important is your content. It's not how you produce your content. So yeah, I mean, if you have some great things to say, people will listen, and equipment come later, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. No, I would say that that's really good advice. And that's kind of what I was hoping I would hear. I was hoping no one would come on and be like, well, you got to have top of line. Because I'm like, honestly, your laptop webcam, like, pretty good. Just, you know, I don't have, like, right now for this, like, I'm in the middle of a move. I'm just on my webcam. I have a little bit of, like, lighting, but I don't have a special mic. Like, y'all, a lot of you guys have really cool looking mics, I see. Probably. And the other thing is, you don't need a special camera to do like the virtual backgrounds or blurred backgrounds. That's all built in now. Like it's really cool. It's super easy. You don't have to have a green screen. All of that stuff is really seamless.
Yeah, I would.
Anybody else? Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry, I didn't mean to jump in there, but I would. Yeah, look at the hearts from John. I'd actually like to throw it over to John, get his take on this, because I think too what we're seeing from the Upland side is we have players who don't even use streaming to create their content. They'll jump in and create experiences. I'm thinking like the Real Node LA just jumps in and uses their avatars inside of Upland, inside places like Nowhere and Spatial, and they use those platforms to create content as well.
Yeah, sure. And I mean, with Problem TV, we didn't try to use Nowhere yet. We are waiting for the access and all these stuffs, and we are kind of busy. So yeah, it's like it's a process, but we really want to like start to incorporate like some real metaverse content in our show. So we really plan to have like a small portion of the show into like casted from Nowhere, so from the plaza. For instance, it will be like the the market update, so it's a small portion of the show, and so we're really excited to put that up, because it will really emphasize more with what we do, so the metaverse, and bring the real topic inside the show. Because I really think broadcasting through like old ways, media ways like YouTube and Twitch, it's good for now, but we will really soon like move to really meet people in the metaverse and have our show in the metaverse, and quit from the old ways. I think like in the next like 5 years we'll see like much more casting from directly from the metaverse. I mean, I hope.
I think John wants to. I would imagine John thinks it's going to be more aggressive than 5 years. 5 years probably feels like a lifetime. John,
I hope so.
Are you seeing a lot of adoption and creation? I mean, Yeah, that's a really good point. Nowadays, with the really immersion of avatars and being able to create kind of these immersive experiences, as X1 said, what are you seeing, and how are you seeing new broadcasters come alive in that space?
I mean, I think the way we tend to think about it is like we're in an era of like most of this broadcast and content has been pushed out over the last 10 years from Justin TV to Twitch to YouTube coming online as a one to many. It's like I'm broadcasting to you and I'm speaking and you're listening, and then the chat activates. But there's not an embodiment of that experience. And now with the metaverse spaces, you have an embodiment of the audience. So the audience gets to play a more active role within that, not only in I'm speaking to you and you're listening, but now I can start to respond and I can start to interact in a different way than just text-based. So I can respond with audio and I can move my body within the space and I can be in interaction that starts to feel more mimicking a real life experience. And I think that's what is really exciting about tools like Nowhere and Spatial and a lot of other metaverse platforms that are enabling communities like Upland and other broadcasters in experimenting with how now do we broadcast in a many to many format, letting the audience have more participatory, response and interaction, and getting the audience to engage more with each other, in a Q&A format or in bringing them on stage. And I think that we're just now starting to see how people are using it in that way, where there's a lot more interaction with the crowd and a lot more, intersection back and forth between participants within the crowd, like you might have in a real life event.
No, that's a great point. And on that, I guess what I'll open up to the panel is, how do you engage with your audience? Because that's definitely one of the bigger challenges. You're creating content. If you're doing, like we started as a podcast, right? You're not really live interacting with the podcast. You're creating content, you're publishing it. I think most of us do live streams, whether it's on YouTube or Twitch. How do you create an engaging experience for your listeners on maybe some of the more traditional media? And then we'll talk about how does that change? How does that landscape change when you start talking about actually being live in a metaverse? Cheese, I would love to hear you, because I feel like you would have great community engagement. Because you have great engagement. Like, I know you've been on the podcast several times, and honestly, you watch the podcast, and your engagement as an audience member is always fantastic and appreciated. So what are your tips and tricks? Like, how do you keep your audience engaged?
So what I do is I hold races. I have a speedway, the Cheese Breeze, in my Bronxdale node. And with that, I change it around because not everybody has a really fast car. So I put the cheese spin on it and say, instead of coming in first, you come in third or fourth, second or fifth, yada yada. It makes the race more fun. All the cars are nice and bunched together, kind of fighting. And that kind of brings the interaction in regards to, it's a contest. Another way that I do this is I have an NFT an NFT collection that I gave utility to in regards to every Friday during my show. If you own the NFT, you get a chance to be on the wheel and a chance to win map assets or UPX or whatnot. So that kind of engages people as well that way. And then I'll do offline contests where they have to put like a comment in the YouTube comment section, and then they come back next week to see who won.
Nice. So leveraging, I mean, it sounds like you're really attacking on all fronts, leveraging not only the tools available to you from just the, hey, trying to get your comments up through that, but also leveraging NFTs. So obviously we're in a Web3 space. That's super cool to hear. And then directly into Upland, like, hey, go do some races. And by the way, I have heard with the cheese spin that took off. That was a genius idea of not having to come in first. So having people fight to be slower or to come in last. I've heard some amazing stories come out of that. So well done, innovator, true innovator in the space. What about Nociphe, Mucida? How are you guys? Is it different for y'all? How are you engaging your audience? I mean, Mucida, you said you have 10,000 followers. I definitely want to get some tips and tricks for the audience on how you manage to do that, because that's huge.
Yes, that's a good number. And I think the what I did correctly maybe was because I was a professor for 7 years before Upland, so I know how to get a very hard news or something about Upland, understand it, and give it back in a simple way. So I hear this a lot. When X1 sends a message, some people say in the Discord, "Oh, I won't read it. I am gonna wait the video from Mucida, so he's gonna explain it simpler in a simpler
Feed
way."
it to us like a baby bird. You chew it up and feed it back to us.
Ouch, X1, ouch.
I'm too complicated.
Well,
because
I would
it's in
also
English
imagine that's got to
also.
be a language barrier, right?
Yes, it's in English. I think only 4% of Brazilian people knows how to speak in English. So a lot of them are waiting because they can't read. But we have the translator ready in Google Chrome.
Sure.
But
but it's
good.
There's a lot of nuance that gets lost in there. I mean, especially like some of the contests and things, you kind of have to read between the lines. So I've learned on some of the content.
Yes,
so okay,
and
so you have, so I think that's an important piece though, identifying a niche of like where are you targeting. So you've specifically said, hey, where I'm really strong is taking information and giving it back to my community in a native language. And so like that is an important piece of broadcasting as well, understanding like who you're kind of targeting your audience. And it sounds like that's worked well to grow that base.
Yes, I don't know how to explain 10,000 people, but maybe because Brazil is huge, right? Almost 200 million people here. So
yeah,
but it's a very new thing in Brazil. NFTs, Web3, we don't talk about that here a lot, and so it's amazing. My live shows, we have like 70 people live every Monday, so it's a lot comparing to other Web3 live shows. But yeah, as you
that
said,
shots fired. Are you shooting shots? You got Web3 shows over here. So you're like, 70, it's compared to a lot to you. Hey, we're happy to have our 5 listeners every week. I'll have you know.
No, yeah, it's amazing. We have a lot, and they are there just waiting for some news that they didn't read, or I don't know, but they are there.
And so how do you keep them engaged? I mean, as you grow, I mean, 70 is, in all fairness, that's a lot of people to keep engaged for any amount of time. So how do you keep them engaged? How do you keep them coming back?
And to be honest, I never make I never write down what I have to say. Just turn the video on and start saying. So I start interacting with the people, what they are asking. Maybe because I'm 3 years playing Upland, I know a lot of stuff, so I can answer quickly. But we do a lot of things like giveaways also, and giveaways are almost the goodest, the thing that they look for in some live shows. But
no, I mean that's the reality of streaming, right? Like, so you would you say you do giveaways fairly regularly on your show?
Yes, sometimes some other players like TMS, they ask, oh, talk about my node and I'm gonna give something. So I get a lot of
Yeah, so that's
presents.
something we haven't talked about is cross promotion and leveraging your platform for others who aren't broadcasters. So again, that's another opportunity if you have a meta venture, if you have a project going on to leverage the broadcast community. So you'll have people that actually like sponsor giveaways and say, hey, give us a plug for our whatever it is, and we'll give some things away on your show.
Yes, it happens a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
A lot
that
of
sounds like a very positive collaboration. I don't like to be cliche, but definitely a win-win scenario, right?
yes,
Your
yes.
audience gets
And
something, and yeah.
it's all about Upland. It not involves money. Just I talk about your project in Upland, and you give me something from your project in Upland, and you're gonna give it away from someone. So it's a win-win inside Upland. It's amazing.
Yeah, I would definitely say, and Nociphe, I would like to hear you. I would imagine, do you have giveaways on your show as well?
Well, that's a really hot topic. Yeah, first of all, I'm pretty much in the same situation than Mucida because like we're represented like outside of US like English speakers like communities. So most of and when Mucida said 4% of Brazilians speak English, maybe in France it's like 0.0000001%. So we have like a huge edge on the
Wait, wait, wait.
community. I'm
Is it that
kidding,
you
but
can't speak English or you don't want to speak
I
English?
don't know.
Like
I
what?
don't want. I don't want to get into that. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Like, but it's true. We have a great edge on how communities because most of the people they have to pass by us to have like a clear information because Upland is not like complicated, but there is so much going on, so much to decipher. So yeah, the first of all. And then about the giveaways, actually we used to have like a lot of giveaways, but we get really exhausted from that because we don't have side partners for such things. So it came straight from our pocket. Mostly was like Apex and Spark, and like the logistic was complicated, and we really believe with Northvolt, which I do everything with for the French community, the French speaker community. Yeah, it was like really exhausting, and we think we have like a really good content. Like it's it's a thick content. You know, we decipher the news. We have market updates, and we have also like a file. Every week we do a file on like a hot topic or something like overall that's going on in a plan. We really go into that. We work with Google Slides, so we have like a lot of content that displays. We don't cast our screen, so we don't stream, never. We just like slide content that we grab like in the week, and it's always like straight in a plan. We really barely never speak about things outside of Upland. So yeah, we really had this standpoint when we started to be exhausted from paying giveaways and such things, and say, okay, we will keep making like a better content and just quit giveaway for now. And when times will come when we will have like better audiences, broader audiences, and people will want to promote their projects, etc., we'll restart giveaways. But for now, yeah, we have like sometimes 20, sometimes 30% like live on Twitch, so such is not that bad, I think. But we don't have giveaways, and I think yeah, we're proud of that because I mean it means the content's not that bad. But yeah, giveaways will come back for sure because we want like Mucida to have like thousands and thousands of followers, etc. So that's cool.
Yeah, no, I think like that is definitely something to be aware of. You don't have to do giveaways, but I would say that, that is something that's fairly common in the streaming world. be careful about overcomplicating, spreading yourself thin. It does not have to be a lot. You do not have to give away the farm. Just small giveaways is great and fun. So are you raising your hand or waving?
I'm raising my.
Okay.
I just
okay.
want to come back when you have when you have a meta venture, especially a map asset meta venture, and you create your own stuff to put out there and sell. A lot of times when I do the prizes and I give away something from my meta venture, the person that comes to pick it up will purchase 2 or 3 more items, giving me money. So I know there's a lot of like static right now about, oh, we don't do prizes because we're great. My show is called The Worst Show Ever because
I don't think that's
wait,
the message.
wait, it's okay.
All right.
Because I'm having fun. I love what I'm doing. I don't care if I have 5 people or 20 or 30 people, but it's fun, and I give away to promote my products and my NFTs.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. Giveaways with a purpose are great, and that's a great perspective too. I love the sneakiness of like, oh, hey, why don't you come to my store to pick up your prize and maybe do some shopping while you're there? That's a very
not sneaky business tactics.
Yeah. Okay. Tomato. No, I love it.
Savvy.
Savvy.
The word
I like that.
Savvy.
Thank you, X1.
So I like the diversity in how you're leveraging, giveaways, the partnership aspect, the self-promotion aspect, and honestly identifying, hey, maybe this isn't the right thing for our stream at the moment for whatever reason. I think there's no wrong way to. I would say it's very common in the streaming game to have giveaways as a way of engaging with your audience. On that, relating to audience, so sure, once you get them, we can keep them engaged and interact with them. How are you getting them? So my next question to the panel is, what is your method, if any, of attracting new users? Are you doing SEO? Is it about tagging your content correctly? Do you actively promote in different channels? What does that look like for you? And how are you attracting new viewers to your content?
Pick one of us, TML.
Oh, you. Cheese.
Okay.
How are you going to get your 5 viewers to 6? That's what.
Well, today on my MoreCheese in the Metaverse show, I had like 30 viewers. So anyway, I do it by being very familiar with the community, networking. I'll have people on my show. The people I have on my show will advertise me on their Discord. I've interviewed Stosh today from the UPX Spark Exchange. That went really well. I got like about 10 new people to my Discord. It was a really large audience due to his popularity and the UPX Spark Exchange popularity. I've had other, people on there from other projects that will come along. And I do have other projects other than Upland. And I do this, I talk about Upland or mostly, but sometimes the guests will not be from Upland. And I do this to introduce our broader audience to Upland. And that has happened that way. Whereas I know a big project, Avalon the Druids, that I met in NFtopia one time. I brought them over, and a lot of people from that project came over to Upland. So I'm hoping to continue on that and bring other projects into the Upland Metaverse realm as well.
Cross-pollination networking, definitely absolutely critical. I would say, I love the concept. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, somebody saying something? Yeah, and I would say having guests on your show definitely increases viewership. I know we were lucky enough to have John on the UpX podcast, and being able to invite people who are in auxiliary projects, and Stosh is a great example as well, who's building layer 2. Those kind of creators bring their own built-in audiences and being able to attract that way. That's fantastic. What about our foreign dignitaries? How are you all attracting? How did you get to, and Stosh is up next. I know I was going to say, I think I actually see Stosh in the waiting room. So keep around, because Stosh, the man, the myth, the legend, is actually coming on next. Mucida, how do you get to 10,000 followers? What's your plan to get to 20,000, 30,000?
Yeah, I think for one year I was the only one talking about Upland in Brazil. So, and I think I'm the only one that talks only about Upland. We have other people that talk about Web3 or investments, and they also talk about Upland, but only Upland is just Upland Brazil. So I think everyone is gonna end up in my channel at some point because they want to hear more. And something that I think it's working is small videos with a lot of how to or don't do that. So people are looking for, whoa, how do I play that? What do I have to do? It's not a 1 hour explanation, or they have to like a video about Upland this week. So they don't even know what's going on that video. I have a lot of videos like how to sell with the correct price, don't do this mistake. So they find those videos easily. So I think even in YouTube, when they are trying to understand Upland for the first time, in Portuguese, my videos are going to show up. I think it's the only video that talk about Upland. So that's why I'm getting more and more people every time, because I started earlier and I was the only one the first time. So, and the other people are complementing the videos, like they talk more about the video, like
Gotcha. So you're leveraging your niche, you're making targeted videos. That's a great call out. So you're not just doing like your weekly stream, you're making it more digestible, easier to find, and that's helping you bring audience. That's actually a great point. Nociphe, I do want to make sure that we leave some time for audience questions. Nociphe, do you have any other tips, tricks that you would give to broadcasters on getting new viewers?
I mean, like, I will speak about something that I'm not doing, but I should, and I think we all should. It's leverage like AI, because there is like really great tools out there. Like that's, I mean, the whole purpose is, like for me, I took 1 afternoon every week to produce the show, and I really thought like, okay, we do a lot of job. It's not common sense to just use it like in a 1 hour show, drop it on YouTube, and that's it. I think there is like thousands of content, different ways of like splitting the content and spread it everywhere. So AI should help us like a lot to do that, but I didn't reach this point yet. I do it like myself. I do it like manually. So I'm, I cut the show and I drop like content, small 20-second videos on TikTok, such things. We do shorts on YouTube. Actually, we don't do shorts on YouTube yet, but we will. And also now there is like so we cut in YouTube, we have like the full show, we have like the news part that it's cut, we have like the market update that is cut, and we have like the full file, the dossier, how we call it, cut. So we really saw like an increasement in their engagement from that, because the 1 hour show was really too long, and now it's so I guess the best way is to make whatever you can do with like the content you already created, like make it like, like in small pieces and spread it everywhere. Yeah.
No, that's great. In fact, I'm taking notes myself. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like if you're already creating the content, like we do an hour show and we're pretty bad about it because we just literally dump that out there. You don't have to, what I'm hearing is you don't have to then go do a 5-minute market update. You don't have to go do another 5-minute segment. You can just cut the content you already have and re-leverage that. That is a perfectly acceptable way to help drive more engagement and easier consumable content for users. Love that.
By the way, shout
yeah.
out to MoreCheese and Ben, because like this ideas came from them. They were the first to start this structure. So shout out to you guys.
Very
And
cool.
MoreCheese,
Legend.
the queen of the metaverse.
Yes.
And the Pixel Goddess, just FYI, that's my NFT behind him from
I was
when
gonna say, I love the background.
When Nociphe
that's
was
MoreCheese.
on
MoreCheese art.
the wine and cheese show. I did po-ops of every episode of the guest that came on, and that was Nociphe's. He's sitting on Red Hook.
That's awesome. All right, I think we got some audience questions, so I'll pass it over to Tan. What do you got for us?
Absolutely. I do have a lot of audience questions, but the first question is actually from me, myself. We see a lot of new broadcasters coming out, right? So the biggest burning question for a lot of broadcasters that we have is how do you get partnerships with people who would like to display advertisements on your live streams? Because that's how you make revenue. So the main question for broadcasters, essentially, because ad revenues are bread and butter, right? How do you gather that at the stage that we are, and especially as we're starting out? And then once you answer that, I'll pass on the mic to the audience for the next question.
Okay, well, I'm gonna play dumb on this a little bit. Is anybody making revenue from this content?
No, I'm losing revenue.
I was gonna say, I think you're asking the wrong people, man. This is a project of love. Like for me, it's never been about the revenue. It's about the community. I couldn't tell you. When you were asking about the advertisers, I was like, yeah, we advertise like URL, like we advertise in-game, like little things. But no, I don't think I'm gonna be approaching Procter and Gamble like, hey, you guys want to advertise Pringles on our show? I don't know that that's a model. Again, ad revenue is just not even a concept for us. That's not really why we're doing it. I don't know about anybody else. Mucida would probably be the closest to probably getting some revenue. What do you got? Brazilian nuts? I don't know who would sponsor you. Somebody get that
Brazilian
nuts. Oh, my channel has that subscribe button, but it's like $2. And if you want to, you can help, because like we pay a lot. I pay for example, StreamYard, CapCut, those kind of apps. So it's just to help keeping that working. So some players, they give like $2 every month.
Yeah,
but it's not. I don't do videos only for those people that pay. It's just if you want to, if you can help, but it's very
if you're looking to make revenue, I'll be honest, at this point, I don't think streaming Upland content is going to be it. Like if you're streaming Upland content, it's because you love Upland, because you love the community, because you want to promote your maybe internal projects that you're working on. That's a great way. But if you're looking at it because you want to get ad revenue and be a big time streamer, we're not there. So I don't want to set anybody on the wrong expectation. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just missing the boat. I'm old school, but I don't see that.
Can I
think?
Oh,
yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I think like what you mentioned, like my personal goal with it's like inform people, but also to place my own product, because Upland is a big market actually. So I'm not expecting like people from outside Upland to come and promote their stuffs. I will promote my stuffs. I will promote your stuffs, and that's how it will work actually. So yeah, we in some ways we get paid already, because we have like a forefront for our stuffs, and like Upland is a platform that is used by a lot of people actually. So it's a big market. So yeah,
Yeah,
I think
okay.
like in some sense I'm already paid. Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's good to hear. All right, Cheese, I saw your hand was up, and then I'll give David
Oh,
a.
I was gonna say something similar. I just wanted to say that like I do my stream because it's fun. I have like a job, but for me it's the promoting my meta venture products and my NFTs and that like for you to be popular out there, you do have to have a brand and promote your brand. If you want
That's a
to,
good. Yeah.
yeah, it's brand awareness and fun.
Brand awareness is a good one. Yeah, and maybe not external sponsors in the traditional sense, but definitely promoting your brand, promoting, communities that you're a part of. X1, what
Yeah, I would.
you
Yeah, I was just gonna say, just off your point. Thank me later. I think what sets Upland apart is you can take content creation, and you can focus on next level engagement. So I think everybody here streams almost exclusively Upland content, but imagine if but you don't have to. You can leverage Upland for that next level engagement. You can leverage the 3D spaces in Upland with Nowhere for that next level engagement. So imagine, for instance, I'm a content creator and I show everybody my channel or my content is about how to fix cars. And then I'm inside of Upland and I have a neighborhood in Detroit. Well, now all of a sudden I've built this community, or I can bring my community in and I can say, hey, you're my neighbor in Detroit. Come here, and we interact on this next level. And that's really because Upland is location based, and that's our focus. The community building aspect, we're really just at the beginning of it. And I think long term, we're going to see content creators coming in and leveraging that aspect of it, in ways that we can only imagine. But it's engagement 2.0. It's just next level engagement. It's that all of a sudden, hey, I'm a neighbor with Thank Me Later. Hey, I'm right next to. Well, in fact, I won. Shout out! I'm really good at coming in second place. I won one of Morecheese's races, and I have her playground, and it's amazing. And it's this next level connection now that I have with Morecheese, that otherwise wouldn't exist if I was just watching Morecheese on Twitch, or if I was just. And so you can come in and I think we're going to see content creators from all walks of life, not focused on Upland, rather using Upland as a way to take engagement to the next level.
Yeah, no, that's a great perspective. Thank you.
And if I can add something, it's how it's to show how the path of the pace of Upland is in terms of content. So the Tokyo expansion was like this week, and we put it in the side news because there was so much to talk about. That yeah, I mean, it's a huge event and it was really excited, but we didn't have time much to. It's just like, okay, there is the pass, there is the block explorers to win, and how this is how it will work for this expansion. But it was really, there is no room for everything now. The Upland is a too broad ecosystem with so much stuffs going on that yeah, we need actually like more broadcasters. And even in the French speaking community, we want to expand. We want other like cast brought by other people than us, to have like really specific topics, for example, like the FPS. We want people like a show on only FPS from the Upland TV and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
totally
no, definitely
emphatic with that.
lots of opportunity for expansion. Tan, I think you said you got one more audience question. I know we're at time, but Stosh can wait. Where you got? I can't. I'm not. I don't know if it's not muted.
Hear us? Can you hear us?
We got you now. Go.
So I have a question on a burn mechanism. That has introduced recently burn mechanism. So when do you think we will have the same mechanism for cold beans?
didn't quite get that question. I don't know if anybody else heard.
Yeah, when will we have burn mechanisms for old block explorers? I think is the question. 10
Oh,
is that-
oh,
Oh.
Ooh.
I mean, I think what you guys have seen is it was last month that we introduced burn mechanism for the first time with the Miami expansion, and we've had 3 burn events since then, maybe 4 burn events total since then, and so you're going to see those quickly ramp up, and I think you know, I don't have details on a specific date, but I think soon. The
wait. So are you
Like
saying that
that.
there'll be burn mechanics for old block explorers potentially?
yeah,
Or only-
absolutely. It's definitely
Wow.
something that is being discussed and that we've talked about.
PE market speculation just went wild, everybody. You heard it here first.
You heard
I
it
mean,
here
there's
first.
no specific dates or anything like that, but I mean, the possibilities are endless with the burn mechanism, and it's something that we're discussing and looking at every single day.
That would be insane. Now I'm gonna go stockpiling BEs. You heard it here first. No, thank you. Good question. Not sure it had a ton to do with broadcasting, but as a BE collector, I appreciated it.
I have a follow-up question on that one.
Is it related to broadcasting, or you just want to ask? I mean, you could just ask X1 questions. We're all here.
Yeah, so do you think like when we would be having the utility for the old V?
Yeah. When utility for the old BEs, X1? When are we getting driver mechanics?
Good question.
Good question.
I
I
love
think
these.
that question is probably above my pay grade.
Oh.
That's the stance I'll take there. But yeah, no, it's something again that has been discussed for a long time, especially I think we're going to see the first iteration of that with driving. I know with you know, and driving is evolving as we speak. I think in the roadmap that was most recently released here, last week, transportation was discussed about. So we're getting there, and it's very exciting. But yeah, I think the first iterations of that is going to come in racing and skill set there.
Very cool. The sun, you can tell, perfect timing. The sun is coming up, and it's now through the blinds. I look
Oh
like,
wow.
like I'm in
Wow.
prison. The sun is coming up over my
Like
prison.
bars.
Alcatraz.
Yeah. Alcatraz. Streaming live from Alcatraz. All right. Well, this has been
Awesome.
fun. All right.
Awesome. Hey, thank you very much, everybody. Great job. Thank you.
Thank
later.
you.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Bye,
Mumbai.
guys.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.